random shout out to my 13-14 class right now simply because I have a ton of movie quotes that are running through my head that several of you would totally get, and we would stand there laughing, and it would make me smile. And B, I don't think I said A for that first one, but B, I am doing my best. This microphone is incredibly sensitive, and it catches everything that's like right there. And so anytime I breathe, you can hear me breathing. I apologize. And so I'm doing my best not to, but I have a feeling that a certain someone in my 13-14 class will make some comments about it when I see that certain someone on Monday. So I'm doing my best, but I hope that you're actually paying attention to the hyperbolas and not all the crazy rambling and the screw ups that I'm making, because these are for you to learn. Although if you laugh at me in the process, I'm okay with that because I can roll with that. It's fine. All right, this is example 3. So we had 2 down, 1 to go. By the way, if you watch the second example and you notice at the very end when I wrote the equation for the asymptote, I did not make it pretty. I'm very sorry. The y minus a negative 1 should have been a y plus 1. We like the prettiness, children. We like the prettiness. So here we go. We have an x first, so that means it is horizontal. Okay, it is a horizontal hyperbola. That is an O, not an E. Horizontal, not horizontal. And then, oh, that's nice. That's super nice. Center, 0, 0. But I already kind of knew that because, you know, I made the notes. So I had the control. Center, 0, 0. Our a squared equals a 16. So our a equals a 4. Our b squared equals a 36. So our b equals a 6. So far, so good. And then we have to do, oh, I don't think that's going to show up on that background. Sorry about that. We'll just make that a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to do c squared equals 16 plus 36. So my c is going to be the square root of 52, right? And that is, again, we are rounding to the nearest tenth, not a dot 7. I don't know what that's going on. There we go. 7.2. Okay, and again, we are using all of these to start graphing. And just like in everything else that we do for hyperbolas and ellipses, our A is our distance from our center to our vertex, our B is our distance from our center to each of the co-vertices, and our C is our distance from the center to each focus. Okay. So starting center, center. I don't know why I said center, center. Our center is at 0, 0. That's why I said center, center, because I meant to say 0, 0. So there is our center, center. Oh, I'm so happy to be here on a Tuesday. You have no idea. I may have just lied right there. I'm sorry. So then our A is a 4. This is a horizontal hyperbola. So we are counting left and right. We have to open up left and right. So when we graph our vertex, we are counting left and right. So I count to the right 4, I have a vertex. I count to the left 4, I have a vertex. Fantastic. I am counting up and down for my co-vertices, and notice that it's okay that your b squared is the bigger number and your co-vertices are further away than your vertices. That's fine. Okay. And then each focus, I have to count 7.2. So I'm going over to 7.2. Remember, your vertex and your focus have to be on the same line. So there's a focus, and then I count to the left. Everything I'm counting, I'm going back to my center and counting from there. So then I'm back at the center, 0, 0, and over to 7.2. There's a focus. All right, I have all the framework down. I have all my points that I need. I now need to go and make let's make that orange. Okay, I need to make that rectangular box. So I just gave up. I'm using the awesome pen because, you know, I don't do a very good job with that dash line stuff. So there we go. Boom. Connecting your vertices, connecting your co-vertices. And then once you have that rectangular box, you are, of course, going from the center to each corner and extending. Center to each corner and extending. And yes, I should try to be making this a straight line, and I should be counting properly, but we'll go back and count properly when we go to write our equations for our asymptotes. Okay, so there's all my framework. That's everything that I need. I can now go and graph my hyperbola. Remember, opening left and right, and it's got to go through the vertex, but it is not allowed to cross the asymptotes. So there we go. Kind of, sort of. You know, I'm not an artist. I can't help it. The only thing we have left to do is the asymptotes. So we're going to write the equation. Remember, start with your framework. It's going to be a y minus some number equals plus or minus. You need a slope right there, so you put a fraction bar, and then it's going to be x minus some number. Those two numbers in the parentheses are your center, 0, 0. And technically, I should have gone 0 with the x and then 0 with the y, but it doesn't matter because they're both 0. And then to find that lovely little slope, remember, all we have to do is count from center up and over to that point right there at the corner of my rectangular box that I put on the graph. So if I'm counting that, it's up 6 and over 4. And again, just to kind of remind you that it is actually the B and the A, but it's just easier rather than trying to remember which one goes on top for what. Just count it. It's fine. 6 over 4. Make it pretty. So y minus 0 is just a plain old y equals positive negative 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2, and then that's just going to be times an x. So you have everything labeled. You have your center, your two vertices, each covertex, each focus. You have a total of 7 points that you could, if you needed to, you could go and you could grab those coordinates off your graph, and then you also have your asymptotes. While the asymptotes may be sketched on the graph, you do have the official, here's my equation, right? So you know exactly what your equation is. Third one down, 1 to go.